Hey guys, here's a roundup of news from the world of cars, including the new Mercedes C Class, a lazyboy Hyundai EV, a hardcore track day hypercar from Gordan, and how to save tons of money on your car whilst we're still in lockdown. Before we get into all of that, make sure that you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy and hit that bell notification icon. Also, subscribe to browncarguy.com and follow me on social media by just searching for #browncarguy. Now, a good reason to follow me on Facebook is because that's where you'll find more details on all of these and other automotive news stories. That is, of course, facebook.com/browncarguy. And if you enjoy my content, then hey, you know what? Buy me a coffee, why don't you? It's easily done. Head over to patreon.com/browncarguy and sponsor my stuff from as little as £2 or $2 a month. Right, let's get into this. Here's the new Mercedes C Class. You know, it's quite a good looking little thing, very smooth and substantial, like a shrunken S-Class. It's got that whole junior AMG GT thing going on at the front, but it does look like someone punched off its lower jawbone. Talking of the big S, and that's the S-Class, not me, the style and tech of the interior does mimic the bigger brother. It's all screens now with a massive one in the middle to handle all your interaction with the car's electronics, like the climate control and whatnot. How massive are we talking? Well, a 10-inch screen is standard, but you can actually specify a 12.3-inch version too. What's not so massive is what's under the bonnet. Hey, size doesn't matter, right? Well, it better not, because you only get 4-cylinder engines with this car now, starting with 1.5 litre units. Oh yeah, that's right, 1.5. And you get those in the C180 and the C200 with 170 brake horsepower and 204 brake horsepower respectively. There's also a 2 litre in the C300, and that gives you 258 brake horsepower. It'll hit 62 miles per hour in 6 seconds. To be fair, that's pretty quick. There will be hybrids coming along shortly, and a couple of diesel units are also available. Yeah, nobody cares. But what about the AMG version? I've got some bad news and some bad news. No V8, and it will probably be a plug-in electric hybrid. And I guess it will come in shades of pastels with lilies growing out of the dashboard. Ah well, the weakest go to the wall. Check this out. I really like this. And this is not a concept. What's more, and you'll need to be sitting down for this, it's a Hyundai, or Hyundai, wherever you want to pronounce it. Yep, do not adjust your sets. This futuristic full EV is said to be inspired by the Korean company's old Pony from the 70s and 80s. Yeah, just like my iPhone is inspired by a telegram. This thing, the new one, is so sharp and slick with really subtle but effective lines. It's got presence, elegance, and a kind of lightness of foot about it. And this really is the production car. It will arrive here this summer, and yes, you can have this sitting on your driveway. I mean, it has pixelated parametric LEDs, for God's sakes, and I've just realized how much I need those in my life. It's also refreshingly honest. All the car makers producing EVs, they keep trying to tell us that charging a new EV car is as easy as and convenient as putting petrol in your old one. It's not. If you can find the right charger, if you have the app, if it's actually working, if it's compatible with your car, if the cables fit, if all the things talk to each other right, and if it does finally start charging, there is no doubt about one more thing. You're going to be there a while. If you're at home or in a mall, then that might work out okay, but otherwise, you'll probably be waiting in your car. Well, Hyundai is tacitly admitting this by making the interior more like a living space thanks to the longer wheelbase and the flat floor. What they've done is they've made the seats not only recline, but footrests pop up like in a lazyboy chair. You can have a nap in this thing. Then they had to spoil it all by boasting that the fastest charger could charge you up to 80% in 18 minutes. Yeah. More boring and unfathomable electric car details include the fact that there's a choice of 58 kilowatt or 72.6 kilowatt batteries, and you can have either rear or all-wheel drive. Now the bigger battery gives you a range of 300 miles, it's not bad, and the top speed is 115 miles per hour with 0 to 62 acceleration in 5.2 seconds. That's pretty good actually. When it goes on sale, it will be available as a limited edition called the first edition with all the option boxes ticked and a price that will make you stick your finger into your 220 volt plug socket. Are you ready for this? It's £45,000. Suddenly that old pony doesn't look so bad, because if you can still find one that hasn't rusted away completely, you could probably pick it up for £45. Cupra is celebrating its 3rd birthday. Happy birthday to you, Cupra. Who's Cupra? It would probably still come as a surprise to many people that, even if they were aware of the Cupra name, that is no longer just a sporty trim level within the Seat range, but it's now a standalone brand within a brand, like Lexus is to Toyota, for example. Look, it's even got its own logo, which it stole from the evil Emperor Cupra, Lord of the Decepticons. Well, it is a bit Transformers, isn't it? Anyway, to mark its 3rd birthday, the sporty posh Seat brand is showing off 2 cars. This Born concept, which is basically their version of the Volkswagen ID3, yawn, and this. Don't be fooled by its less than humble crossover looks. This is the Tormentor. Hang on, what? So sorry, that's actually Formentor. Formentor, really? Okay. Anyway, this is the flagship VZ5. A bit unnecessary, all these extra syllables, don't you think? Anyway, what's also probably unnecessary is the fact that the Cupra engineers broke into the Audi plant the other night and made off with a truckload of 7,000 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engines. Yeah, the ones that go into the Audi RS3. And yeah, that's because that petrol bad boy engine lives in the front of this. It's tuned to 385 horsepower with all-wheel drive. That means you have a family car capable of 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds, which is pretty nuts actually. Obviously then it has to have carbon fiber splitters, lowered ride height, pumped out wheel arches, 20-inch rims, etc, etc. Despite the fact that they're only going to make these in left-hand drive, some of those 7,000 will come to the UK, but start saving hard, because it'll cost an eye-watering £50,000, the most expensive Cupra or Seat ever. There are lesser models with more mundane petrol and hybrid motors ranging from £27,000 to £44,000, but with that awesomely demonic logo, you just got to have the VS5. If we are true to our logos, we cannot be false to anyone, or something like that said someone once, probably, maybe not. The V8 is dead, long live the V8. Kinda. When it comes to Lexus, the LS no longer has a V8 and there is no ISF anymore. Or is there? The fabled GSE 5-litre V8 engine is now pretty much only offered in the awesome RCF and the spectacular LC sports car. The ISF disappeared some time ago, and I believe the GSF has also been discontinued. Sad, really. But wait, what's this? Arising from the ashes is a new version of an ISF, except they're not calling it that anymore. It's now called the Lexus IS500F Sport Performance, to give it its full name. The V8 is slotted back in with quad exhaust poking out the rear, and you get 472 brake horsepower and 395 pounds for the torque through the rear wheels. It's got a Torsen limited slip differential, adaptive dampers, and uprated brakes, plus 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. Sweet. But not so good as the fact that we probably won't get it in the UK. Well, the IS isn't sold here any longer, even though it had a pretty decent following, the old car did, especially amongst my brown brethren. Now, I bet you didn't know this, because I don't think anyone does, nor has it ever been spotted out and about, but the flagship LS Saloon is actually sold here. Well, it is according to their website. Whilst that's a beauty to behold, particularly on the inside, compared to the previous editions of the LS models that were famed for luxury, refinement, performance, and utter invulnerability, the new car's superpower is invisibility. Or perhaps that's because nobody buys them. And why not? Because the LS needs to have a V8. It's always had a V8. So come on, Lexus. Kill it or give it back its mojo. You've been watching this video for around 9 minutes. Thanks so much for staying with me. And one car has been sold online in that time, and that's just in the UK. Now, how do I know this? Because according to G-Force's data from their Net Director Auto E digital platform covering 1,650 franchise dealers, the pandemic and the lockdown has had such a huge impact on consumers' car buying habits that the unthinkable has happened. More of us are now buying cars at the click of a button. In fact, a car is purchased online in the UK every 9 minutes according to them, usually during office hours between 10 a.m. and midday. People are even using Android and Apple Pay as part of the process. They use them to pay the reservation fees, deposits, and sometimes even the outright purchase. Now tell me in the comments, do you think that this could be the end of physical car showrooms, or are they still going to be an important part of our future when it comes to car buying? You know a social media channel is serious when major companies jump on board. Although sometimes they can just embarrass themselves because, it's all about how they engage with the platform that really matters. Do they get it? Do they understand it? Do they understand the audience? And all that sort of stuff. Well, Chevrolet is having a go because they have just launched their TikTok channel, and they've done it by releasing a rebooted version of My Truck, written and performed by singer Brayland. I've never heard of the guy, so I hope that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, Chevy does have a bit more budget than most TikTokers, of course. So not only have they signed up Brayland and they got him to rewrite and re-perform his song to include the lyrics "My Chevy Truck," but they also filmed a fancy video in 3 locations across Nashville, Tennessee. Now, talking of cheapo TikTokers, though, don't forget to check out mine at Brown Car Guy, or of course I'll put the link below in the description. It costs an average of £1,370 to learn how to drive. This breaks down as £34 for the provisional license, 45 hours of lessons at £25 to £30 per hour, although a further 22 hours of practice is expected, plus a theory test at £23 and the actual test at £65 to £75. All of this is revealed in a new study by short-term insurance company Vago. A survey of several hundred learners also revealed that the Ford Fiesta is the most popular car to learn on, while the Vauxhall Corsa was at number 2. Now these were followed by the Volkswagen's Polo and Golf, Focus and Astra, then the hatchback Mini, and then the Fiat 500, Renault Clio, and finally the Toyota Yaris rounded out the top 10. So which parents were most young drivers likely to learn with? No surprise, 44.1% said their father and 32% said their mother. Fiancés only made up 0.3%, and that most deadliest of combinations, the married couple, accounted for 1.3%. Learning with family can be fraught with fractions, with a fifth of learners citing arguments as the hardest part of the experience. A breakdown in communication was the biggest cause of clashing, along with making mistakes. Even so, 52% said they hadn't had any arguments at all. This is all very relevant, of course, nowadays, because the only way for learners to actually get behind the wheel during the lockdown is with a friend or family member. Gordon Murray's sensational new hypercar, the £2.4 million T50, has not even hit the streets yet, and already a special edition has been revealed. It is rather special, though. Named after the late Formula One legend Niki Lauda, with whom Murray was a teammate at Brabham, and showcased on Lauda's birthday, this lighter, more hardcore track-orientated edition will sell for £3.1 million. Only 25 will be made, and that's after the run of the 100 regular T50s complete production. It keeps the crazy rear fan for unchallenged aerodynamics, that's giving it 1,500 kilograms of downforce, and the high revving naturally aspirated bespoke V12 remains, but power is up by 50 horsepower to 701 brake horsepower. You can get another 25 horsepower from a Ram induction airbox. By the way, it ditches the manual and it gets a newly designed X-Track 6-speed paddle shift gearbox. The driver still sits centrally inside, though one of the 3 seats and anything else unnecessary has been stripped out and chucked away. That includes the aircon and the infotainment. Instead, you get an F1 style rectangular steering helm. I'll call it helm rather than wheel. That's installed. There's revised body panels, delta wing arrangement at the back, adjustable diffusers, race-tuned suspension, and a central fin with Lauda's name and autograph on it. Yeah, I was gonna go for it, but you know what? I prefer manual transmissions, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with the regular T50. Yeah, in my dreams. Check this out. It's a lockdown car checklist that Leasing Options has compiled with tips to save you money during these final days of lockdown. We hope they're the final days, and we hope this is the last lockdown.
Keep it clean.
Bird droppings alone have acid that can burn through your clear coat and ruin your paint within just 48 hours, and respray costs can be in the hundreds.
Charge the battery.
It's worth running the car's engine for around 15 minutes once a week to keep that battery alive.
Top up your fluids.
Liquids and lubricants can separate or sink to the bottom of reservoirs. Windscreen washer fluid can freeze.
Watch out for critters.
Rats and cats can make a home inside a stationary car. Some could even chew through the belts and wires, and repairs could cost big money.
Keep pressurized.
Tire pressures can drop during cold temperatures and air can escape. Keep your tires pumped up.
Watch out for flat spots.
Tire damage can also be caused by being parked in one space for too long, and you end up with flat spots. At least roll them back and forth.
Rusty brakes.
Road salt causes rust, but just standing still can do the same when it comes to the brakes. Leaving the handbrake on for a long time can cause the brakes to seize on due to rust or corrosion. Release it. Use chocks to keep the car in place if you're worried about it rolling off.
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude?
Fill up the tank.
An empty tank can see moisture build up within it, and water in the engine can result in, judders at the very least, but damage to the fuel injectors at the worst.
Just go drive it.
Most, if not all, of the aforementioned issues can be avoided from just driving the car at regular intervals. Cars like to go. Don't leave them standing. Get out there. Take them around the block if nothing else. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and try to leave a comment. That would be awesome. Make sure that you're subscribing, of course. That's to youtube.com/browncarguy, and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my videos. Whilst you're at it, also follow my blog, browncarguy.com. And of course, follow me on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok. Just search for my hashtag, of course, hashtag browncarguy. Hey, if you enjoy my content, then you know what? You could sponsor it, and you can do that at patreon.com/browncarguy. and join these wonderful people scrolling up on the screen right now. Your name could also be here, along with Muhammad Ali Humaid, Partha Srinivasan, Tom Conway Gordan, Isaac Beauchard, Raza Adil, Muhammad Qasim Siraj Abbasi, and of course Mark Waddell. Go to patreon.com/browncarguy. It's from as little as £2, $2 a month. Price of a coffee. Hey guys, buy me a coffee. Why not? If you enjoy my content. If you can't do that, make sure you're continuing to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.